Hello, everybody. Welcome back to DND404. I am your DM, Tony, and joined with me today are the other 3 quests that just sit in my quest log that I am dreading to do because they're so time-consuming, tedious, and annoying, and I want to throw my game disc out the window and never do those 3 quests, but darn it, I'm a completionist and I need to do them. Jared!
What's going on, guys? Armos checking in, and my quests that will sit in my quest log until the day I die, even though I'm a completionist and have OCD when it comes to stuff like that, is escort quests. For sure. Those, they never work. They're either too slow, they're either too fast,
Too long.
or just, way too long, too annoying. The worst.
You have like a certain game example?
I mean, World of Warcraft comes to mind hard, for sure. Like, every single one of those was just, oh, come on, let's move it. But
what's the one in vanilla where you got to escort that guy to the first dungeon? And then, in the Barrens or the Badlands? I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, though.
Yep. Dan, what about you?
Hello, everybody. My name is Dan. I play Minnis PebbleWalker, your tiny little Swarmkeeper Ranger. And I suppose I'm thinking of a specific quest, and I think the way to categorize it might be kill quests. Like, you have to kill a specific number of enemies and chase them around and do a specific, maybe a chase quest is how to put it. But the specific quest I'm thinking of is there's a quest in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas called Wrong Side of the Tracks. And I don't know if anybody's ever played that quest. If you have,
Come on, CJ! Catch up, CJ!
it is one of the worst things in existence. It mixes in a little bit of like escort stuff because he's riding on the back of your bike and a bunch of people are shooting at you as you're chasing down a train. I'm gonna call this chase quest. And as you're chasing this train, you can hit stuff and fall behind. And if you fall behind, you fail. If you don't kill enough people, you fail. If the guy in the back dies, you fail. There's so many ways to fail. And I remember that being one of the most aggravating quests in existence back in the day.
For sure. I can picture it already.
Yeah, awful. Absolutely awful. I'm getting triggered just thinking about it. What about you, Alec? What triggers you?
Yeah, my name is Alec. I play Drell of the Ashborn, and we're going back to Azeroth because I'm tired of hey, I need you to go kill these gray wolves. And then you go kill the gray wolves. And they're like, yo, by the way, go back to where you killed the gray wolves and kill the blue wolves. And then you come back and they're like, yo, you know those birds that were around the gray wolves and the blue wolves? Run all the way back there and kill the bird. Like, just give me all 3 at once. Just like, why, there's no mounts, especially like early vanilla WoW. You're running back and forth. I mean, back then it was cool to see the world and stuff, but it's like, come on, man.
Fetch quests? Is that what we categorize it as?
The worst ones are like,
because they are annoying.
We need wolf livers. But sir, 10 of these wolves don't have livers.
Rare drops. Rare drops.
Yeah, exactly. So then you kill like 30 mobs to get like 5 livers. And then, back when, the horde runs up or the alliance runs up and they tag the one that is going to have the liver and then they run off with it. It's the worst. What about you, Tony?
Mine are mandatory tutorials. I cannot stand mandatory tutorials. Even if it's a game where like it needs it, I'd rather like just click options and look up how to do something than sit through like a 20-minute tutorial. And the game that really did it in for me when I was young was Driver for PlayStation 1, which is the hardest tutorial to date in any game. It is horrendous.
I got that from a tag sale for the Xbox back in the day.
Driver?
I got an Xbox and a ton of games with a GameCube and a ton of games for like $40. It was ridiculous. And I tried playing Driver. I quit immediately. I was like, forget this. No way. I'm done. I have to do this just to play the game, and there's no way to complete it.
There are speed runs for it on YouTube. That's how annoying this tutorial is. So that's the game that did it for me. I can't stand mandatory tutorials. But now you know the deal. Before we do the recap, we got to do the rundown. And today's rundown is brought to you by Alec.
Yeah, absolutely. So today I want to run down the P.O. box. We just got some cool chips in. So shout out to the person that sent us those. If you have anything cool that you think we'd like, go ahead and send it over to us. The P.O. box is in the description below. So yeah, check it out.
Now you know the deal. Thank you, Alec, for that beautiful rundown. Now I'm going to go ahead and roll for the recap where I am number 1, 2 is Alec, 3 is Dan, 4 is Jared. How would you like me to dunk it?
I don't even want you to dunk it this time. I just want you to turn around and punt it up against the wall with your foot. We'll stand up first. Might be hard to do if you're sitting.
Might be hard for him standing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I have excellent.
Excellent what?
You get a spring-loaded bad boy right here?
It's like a show horse.
He's got the dogs out today.
Oh, don't look at the dogs, all right?
See if you can punt it onto your little shelf. On top
Or
of
the
your shelf.
little black table there. So close.
Yeah, very close. They couldn't see it. It was close.
Redo it. We can't see it.
S at least hit the table. That's good.
Hey,
There you
we did it. All right, what do we got?
It's
Shoot
a
set.
1.
Hey.
There it is.
It landed on 1 every single time.
Did it really?
I swear to God, I was like, oh, we taking it?
That's crazy.
And I'm like, oh no, this one's off screen. I'm like, how's it rolled 3 times?
The dice really wanted you to do it. All right, get your ukulele out, Tony.
By the way, what? Wait, what?
Do you actually have a ukulele?
Of course I have a ukulele. Come on, man. I'm
What?
a kid too, bro. What the fuck?
You're just
Bro,
now
he's
doing
fucking
this?
cultured, man.
It's been 300.
Very out of tune.
Very.
It's 130 some episodes, and we now just get okay. I'm mad for the viewers or the listeners. Oh wow, that's real bad, Tony.
Too high. Lower.
We can't do
My
this the whole time.
ears, dude.
You're not even gonna use it.
Give us a janky recap with a ukulele. You don't have to.
And then the boys came from space, fighting Drazik with the worms, coming down to the chapel where a red orb greeted their eyeballs. Going down to the stinky dungeon, a garden they did pass, following a stinky blood trail. Soon, this they hope it'll pass.
It smelled like. Yeah, no, that what you said.
Entering the maddening dungeon, worms they find a crawl. One entered Armos' brain, but the shadow of Moyle ended it all. 3 initiatives later, and 2 burnt spells, Chal Gilthron revealed his fat self. The jiggle of worms and the flapping of fat revealed that he was quicker, faster than Flash. They chased and they wandered down the narrowing halls, but a giant worm cuts off Minnis, and down the bloody stairs he falls. Slipping and sliding, he goes about 500 feet as Armos and Drell fight 6 more worms just for Drell's feet to be stuck in the air for 6 turns. Minnis does some cool stuff, turns into a tree. Now he's face to face with
The rock.
You're ruining my groove.
You were my groove.
Anyway, Rock Minnis is face to face with a paralyzed Choglothron. Due to Armos's hold creature spell, they made quick work of this prophet of coldship. Bard, play the intro.
Nice.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the world of Humbrea, featuring 3 first-time adventurers and 1 very patient DM. This is D&D 404. Fellas, boys, welcome to session 137, where we pick up in the middle of a fight with Chal Gilthron. As Armos is facing down 6 large worms blocking his path, Drell is currently being devoured by one of these worms. Minnis had turned into a giant boulder version of himself, running over nearly 1,000 feet through this labyrinth-like dungeon to find Chal Gilthron finally broken free from Armos' hold creature spell. Shortly before he casted Circle of Death, which ended the session in a flash of darkness, hurting everybody, including themselves, within its shadowy radius.
Except for Minnis.
Except for Minnis. As we pick up at the end of Armos' initiative, on initiative 18.
Wait, Armos still had one more thing.
He did. That's why we're picking up at the end of your initiative.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
use your
yeah.
action.
I'm 18.
Your movement and all your other tricks.
Yeah.
As Shagyathran is looking very loose, flabby, and has a wide, ripped Chelsea smile, as worms begin to pour out like blood, as he's staring at Minnis through his loose, hollow, flabby eyes before the circle of death enshrouds him. Armos, what are you doing at the end of your initiative?
So, my action, I casted Circle of Death. I'm going to then bonus action.
Reginald.
I'm doing it as a bonus action. Hell's Rebuke.
Yes. What are you hellish rebuking? The worm?
One of the worm that I've hit twice once.
I need to make a dexterity saving throw of a DC what?
19.
That one.
Okay. All right.
It continues.
Oh, I gotta go in salivating green stuff. And Reginald moves off his shoulder, converts into a ball of fire, and uses Hellish Rebuke.
So it's 15 fire damage.
15 fire damage as the worm is engulfed in flames. After your circle of death, it is finally weak enough to succumb to its wounds as it burns to a crisp. As one of these fat worms and begins to shrink inside of itself, becomes minuscule, and then turns to ash.
Nice. I'm going to take 15 feet step back down the hallway that we came from just to get some distance on this guy.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
We move to initiative 13. As the flash of darkness fades away from the circle of death, Drell, you are still inside the mouth of one of these worms as you feel yourself sinking deeper into its tummy. As you've been in its mouth for quite a few turns, you feel the saliva and you feel like you're touching its stomach acid at this point with how much it's swallowing. It's trying to devour.
Okay, so what's the saving throw I have to make?
It's a strength saving throw of a DC 19.
Do I have my axe, right?
Yes, you have your axe. It's a two-handed weapon.
I think you said last episode I would just disadvantage.
Yeah,
right?
you would have disadvantage on this. Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to attack recklessly then. I think I already did this last episode, but the +3 is now back on damage in bonuses. And I'm just going to attack the thing that's trying to eat me 3 times.
Sure.
So the first one is a 30 to hit.
That hits.
Nice. Second one is a 27 to hit.
27 hits.
Okay, and the third one is a 22 to hit.
All 3 of those attacks hits as you flail and thrash inside of its stomach with your axe. Go ahead and roll for damage.
So that's 84 damage.
You cut a hole through its belly and slide out to the side as this thing falls and dies as you thrash and flail your family's axe
Nice.
through its gullet as it shrivels up and dies as you see the dark light fades from its weak eyes.
Nice. I would like to slowly look up at the next worm and just say, I'm going with plan B. And I'm just going to drink another potion of greater healing. And that is going to be my turn.
All right, you are now outside of the worm's belly as we move to initiative 10, which are the worms. And the 2 worms are going to attack you with advantage. That's a 29 to hit. And the second one is going to attack you with a 25.
I will reaction and roll a d8 with my tail. So that is a 5. So my AC is now 28.
All right, so only the first one is going to hit.
Okay.
That was 29. Okay, so you block one with the tail as your tail comes out, deflects it, and you're going to take 27 points of piercing damage from the one that hit you.
Half.
Roll pretty high as it sinks its wormy teeth into your flesh. And then the other worm are going to move 15 feet. The 2 worms that are still alive, they're going to move 15 feet down the hallway towards Armos as they are slipping and sliding in place. Then you hear some tremors and rumbles, and as the ground shakes, you see coming from the corner of your eye, Minnis, the large worm that you duped just a few turns ago. It's making its way towards you. And then we're going to go to initiative 24.
All right. I'm just gonna keep attacking this guy with my Pelagran flail. I know, Sid. We just gotta attack what's in front of us, okay? Don't look back.
Before you attack, you're going to make me a saving throw because you have 2 worms inside your pebbly brain. Go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw of a DC 11 twice.
12.
Yes.
I get to reroll that once. And 9.
And 9.
Damn.
You lose your action for this turn as you feel the worm going through you. And then, Drell, you look back towards Minnis as you see he's standing in front of the Chogothron, and you feel like he's about to swing or about to move. And then he stops in place mid-action, and you see the worm go across Minnis' eyeball for a second as it reveals itself and goes back in. Minnis, you're going to take, I rolled incredibly low, you're going to take only 3 points of psychic damage. And you're not going to attack. If you had an ally near you, you swing at nothing. You would have swung at Drell if he was close enough. And you come through, you still have your bonus action.
So I'm gonna step away from this guy about 15 feet as I'm like screaming and squealing and like trying to grab it from my eye. And he'll get disadvantage attack roll on me if he likes.
He's going to hit you with this giant staff that has a rock full of worms on it as he tries to bonk you on the head. It's a 23 to hit.
Even with disadvantage. It's going to hit.
Oh, I didn't roll with disadvantage. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
21 to hit.
Right after he said it, dude.
Still going to hit.
Okay. It's 21 to hit. So that's going to be... You see as he slams the staff onto your head, it's going to do 8 points of bludgeoning damage with an additional 18 points of psychic damage as a purplish sound wave emanates from the staff. Upon impact, he whispers to you in your mind through the worms that are plaguing you.
From pain, clarity, from clarity, the shard, from the shard, transcendence.
I'm going to stay where I am. I'm not going to move anywhere. I'll take that damage because I did it. Anyways, I'll move back. And then as I'm freaking out, you see that Minnis is going to use his bonus action to light his Fell Ogburn Flail of Blade.
As you move 15 feet away, getting bonked on the head by his wormy staff, you use your Fell Ogburn to light it ablaze, and it's now on fire. Ready to go.
And then I rush back towards Chog. I'll get you next time. That's the end of my turn.
Not if my worms get you first.
As you see his skin is like drooping over its face. As you move to initiative 21, which is your boy Chog. And he's going to go ahead and keep trying to hit you with that staff. He's going to make 2 attacks against you. So it's going to be a 29 to hit and a 28 to hit. Ooh, roll high now. Do you have a reaction to those attacks?
The second one.
The second one. So the first one, you're going to take 9 points of bludgeoning and 26 points of psychic for the first attack. And then the second attack, you're going to take 10 points of bludgeoning, 22 points of psychic.
As I use my reaction to Swarm Dispersal and go through all these rocks, almost creating a globe of rocks around him, and then I pop up behind him.
Ooh.
Back to back with Drell. Oh, let's do this, Drell. It's looking bad.
Oh my god, what is wrong with your eyes?
I turn around for a second and you see glowing blue eyes. I'm just cool like that.
Worms.
Yeah, as the worms.
Ow!
As we move to initiative 18, Armos, as you are face to face with 2 remaining worms, as they are slowly trudging down this hall, blocking your path, pushing you away, forcing you to retreat. What do you do?
I think I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast the 2, because there was 3, now there's only 2.
Mm-hmm.
So they gotta be close to being dead, because I've kind of shared the damage to all of them. So Eldritch Blast the 2 of them.
Go ahead, roll a hit.
We got an 18.
Hits.
A 29.
Hits.
23.
Hits.
And then a nat 20.
What's damage you do?
First one is the nat 20. 9 damage on the crit.
Dead.
Awesome. Okay, 13 damage to the other one.
Dead.
Okay.
As these 2 remaining worms deflate, dissolve, disintegrate.
Now that the worms are dead, frantically, Armos runs around the corner to see another set of worms in his way, and he yells out for Drell, Minnis, trying to figure out if there's behind there, if they're all good, and waits to hear a response. That's the end of my turn. But I shout out. Can I hear them? Can they hear me? Drell!
Drell can hear you, yes. So you're in the scene.
Armos,
Where the fuck are you?
we're over here.
Over here.
As you move to initiative 13, Drell.
So, is Minnis considered like poisoned with these worms, or?
No, not poisoned.
Afflicted.
Well, there goes my idea. All right.
So before you are two large worms, one that you ripped apart from the inside out, and you have these two other worms slowly advancing onto you. And behind you is Minnis and a very flabby, loose, dripping worms, Chalgulthron.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn to Chalgulthron, whatever his bitch ass name is, and I'm gonna turn around and say, "I'm not done with you." And I'm just gonna make my movement towards him.
I'll carve you into something beautiful.
I'm going to attack him recklessly.
Roll hit.
Nice. First one is a 32 to hit.
32 hits. How much damage do you do on that one attack?
32 damage.
32 points of damage goes to the worm as he uses a reaction to bend space and swap positions. As he bursts into a tiny ball of worms, they explode out, and these two large worms that you were just ran away from appear in its place, and Chog appears behind you and laughs through his gullet.
Nice. All right, I will turn back around and use more of my movement to go back to Chaw and make 3 more. I said I'm not done with you.
You're gonna take 2 attacks of opportunity here from the 2 worms. As you leave their space. A 22 to hit, that's gonna miss.
Yep.
And a nat 20.
Misses. I mean, I'm just telling you the rules, man.
Oh, the rules. I am the rules. Okay. You're gonna take 58 points of piercing damage as the one that hit you critically wounds you.
Excuse me, how many?
58 points of piercing damage.
Half
As it calms down.
is 29. Nice. I'll take 29 points of damage. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna make my last 2 attacks on this guy. Good thing I'm attacking recklessly. Nice. That's also a nat 20. Or a 34, however you want to call it. And then my last attack is going to be an 18.
I hit. Hits.
That's another 70 damage.
You slash through with your axe, cutting through his worm-like flesh like butter, as worms begin to disperse in an explosion of wormy goodness. As all the various parts of his torn flesh flail out and land in different parts, a piece of his flesh lands on you. All the worms spill out onto the floor as he begins to almost melt away as the staff crumbles within his hands. The giant worm coming up behind Minnis that was chasing him down dissolves. The 2 giant worms also disperse in the place. And you see all these worms falling off the ceiling and walls as they are suddenly dead. And you see just the face skin of Chalgulthron looking up at you on the floor after dealing the final blow, and it speaks to you.
And he goes, the symphony of shrieking nerves.
His eyes roll to the back of his head.
Divide. No matter. You'll scream soon enough, and when you do, it'll be art.
As his face melts away.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Oh.
Can I get the subtitles on that one?
As you are now out of combat.
Nice. Woo.
And it slowly comes out of the rocks like Iron Man and then back into small Minnis form.
2 fried worms pop out of your eyeballs as they begin to decay.
One comes out of like my sinuses in my mouth and I throw it. Oh, that was awful. Oh, terrible. Oh, God. How you doing, Drell?
Oh my god. Okay. No more worms. I'm done with that.
Yes,
That's
please.
gross. And Drell's like shaking his axe to like get all the gook off of it. He's like, no, I can't do that anymore.
Armos, you good?
I'm great. I was worried about you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty relaxed back here.
We killed a bunch of worms. I don't know what the big stink was about. I heard a lot of screaming on that end. So this is the guy, huh? As I walk up to the decayed worm pile.
Armos, Minnis kind of like, are there still worms on the walls?
They're slowly falling off dead.
Minnis like just finds a spot in the middle far away from the walls because he's still grossed out by him, and he meditates a little bit. Before he meditates, he's like, Armos, check out that staff, see if you know what it does, and then I'm gonna use a ranger feature to get some temp hit points.
I don't think it's gonna do much.
As the staff is like dissolving away, as the ball of worms that I was resting on is like dead. So in this corridor where you are, there are jail cells. There are dungeon cells to the left and right of you, and there are all these wrapped up bodies of different shapes and sizes. You even see body parts of demons, like a demonic hand sticking out. You see the tattered leather of wings hanging up on the ceilings, and you see like skulls mounted on the walls. And as the silence begins to fill the dungeon, you do hear these sharp blades sharpening. You hear the sounds of flesh stretching, and you hear like these horrific sounds of torture throughout the halls.
What the heck is going on?
You definitely know you're home when you start hearing those.
What is it?
Oh, the sounds of, life being extracted from the mortal coil. I've heard about this place before. This is where they send, well, I would have been sent here if I was caught. It's where they send reformed demons.
Oh, so we're gonna find more people fight for the cause, huh? Just like you?
Yeah.
And give him a little elbow.
If there's anything alive, the mind breaks first.
And Reginald like scratches his crooked ear.
Yeah. Also, if anyone tries to stand in our way and give us enough of an issue, sometimes we bring them. Well, allegedly, I've never been here before, but they would be brought here to be taught a lesson over a long period of time. This is not a great place to be.
Reginald's like looking around.
Yeah, we can get out of here as soon as possible. I think I saw the way out on my way here. There's a lot of running, by the way. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, let's get out of here then.
All right.
You begin to walk southward down the hall, where you are met with a fork in the dungeon halls, east and westward. You notice that there are chains hanging overhead, and they go from like wall to wall, and they're like piercing the dirt and mud of the dungeon walls as it looks like it's trying to go through it. You hear them rattle as they reverberate through the stone and mud walls.
All right, let's take this right path. I think it might be a little faster. It should get us in the same direction.
Minnis, as you continue eastward, you see another group of dungeon cells with tree branches rooting out of the ground. And behind the dungeon walls, you see tree ends withering away and shackled to the walls. They look like dried up trees, but you do sense some little life within them, but they seem hollow and broken. As the tree ends' mouths are like long, elongated and open and wide as they look mad and depressed.
I guess I'll cast Speak with Plants while I'm here. See if I can speak with them.
You cast Speak with Plants, and you hear the murmurings of someone who has lost their mind, and they're repeating the same words over and over again. Loss of life, dried up, torture. They're saying debarked because they're getting their bark being peeled off them, rooted in torment and other mad rumblings. You seem like you try to say a word or two to try to get their attention, and they ignore you.
Looks like they're long gone.
Minnis, I got this. And
Oh yeah?
Armos is walking menacingly, like he's about to put him out of their misery.
Oh, he goes next to Drell. Looks like he's got a spell that can cure him or something.
Yeah, I think so. Wait, I don't think Armos.
Sure, why don't you take Minnis down the hall real quick? I'm gonna try my spell. And I wink at Drell.
Okay.
All right, make sure that you tell him where the exit is, okay?
Yeah. Yep.
Minnis keeps
I'm
walking.
casting comprehend languages, and all you hear is just an eldritch blast.
I
go,
knew
Douche.
it. And you hear Armos, as you hear me going down the hall, you hear him talking to Sid. Oh man, Armos has come so far, Sid. Helping people, saving people. It's just like a real stand-up tiefling.
Oh wow, look at him burn almost.
Oh man, that's some good temporary hit points. I mean, it's a real sad moment, but
Minnis, as you head westward, you notice one of the chains move. Armos, you notice that chains above you move as if they're tightening as those corpses get rotted away, very slowly.
Hey guys, there's a door down the southern hallway. I don't know if you want to check it out before we leave. Or should we just get out of here?
down this hallway, and I point down the one we're currently at.
Yeah, it looks like there's a well or a hole at the end where the worms crawl through, but maybe that's just a jail cell. I'm not sure. You guys want to check it out or no?
Yeah, we can.
And I'll go up to the. Is it another jail cell or is it?
No, this is a large, fortified iron door, similar to the one you saw at the Observatory of Birth staircase.
Oh, that's interesting.
Armos, you see the writing on the door, and it does say Observatory of Birth.
Wait, we can go back up.
Oh, back to the observatory?
Yeah.
I mean, we can open it up. I don't know if we need to go back that way, but we can try.
Can we open it, or is it locked?
It is locked as you go to jostle the handle.
Stand back, Minnis. I gotta talk to this door again.
Oh, okay. And I put my thieves' tools away.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you could try that, I guess.
You sure? It seemed like you had something really cool.
No, it's okay.
But seemed like it was gonna work though.
You know what? You take this one. I did the last one. I mean,
Oh,
I
okay.
helped the last.
I'll give it a shot, but I'm guessing if this doesn't work, we'll have to try your really cool idea.
Yeah. I'm sure it's gonna work.
Minnis, you go to take out your thieves' tools, and you realize there's no keyhole for the tools to work on.
Wait a sec. I guess can I do an investigation check to see if I notice how you would open this door?
So it is a pull. However, there's just a handle, and when you go to move it, you can definitely tell that it's magically sealed.
Pop-up goes onto my screen that says it must be locked from the other side.
You know what? And that's perfect segue to what's about to happen.
Huh?
And as you're like jostling the door, you hear this
My sound effect
rolling.
in my Spotify just did a jostle noise as you said that. That was wild.
Getting immersive. You hear the sound of glass rolling on stone. Slowly. And coming from the north side of the hallway, which you came down from, is another one of these red orbs. Similar to the one you got from the statue of Ritzbulak. And it rolls right up to Drell's feet. This one, although red on the outside, its dark center is more brown than red.
I'm gonna guess I'm gonna need this one, and I go and pick it up to collect them both.
You go to pick this one up and you can actually touch this one. This one feels like you're holding a ball of clay. You feel like something's moving around within it, almost like worms.
Minnis, this one might be for you. Here, hold this one real quick.
No, I'm good.
No one?
Nah. He's moving his like hands and body away like a kid to like smash peas. No.
Do the two spheres like interact with each other if I hold them near each other or anything like that?
Other than the unique description I gave you of them, describing them, they do not do anything else while next to each other. The one that you had before, after you defeated Jurassic Null, hovers in place and doesn't touch anything. The other one just feels like you're holding clay and dirt despite its glass exterior.
Gotcha. There's nothing on the door that's in front of us that
Nope.
looks like we can use. Okay.
No divots, no keyholes, no gem slots of the kind.
All right, well, we'll leave it be, I suppose.
Yeah.
Minnis, what else did you see down here? Is there any other way that we can go?
Yeah, well, back This way to the left should do it.
Minnis, as you head north, then southward again, as the hallway bends, the dungeon hall bends into a U, you see that there are some more paths you can take. There's a immediate westward path that you can take. More south down the hallway, there's another westward path, a separate one. And then it continues south into that large room that you saw before when you were being chased by the worm after you slid down the blood staircase from last session. And as you walk this way, you notice that you have to climb over bone piles. Right in the center of that dungeon hallway that you came through, you were stepping over the corpses of humans
Oh, God.
that were dead and crushing like their old decayed bones.
Reminds me of the Knoll Cave.
You enter southward to this larger room where there's 4 bone columns that look like they're holding up this room as it signifies something. Then you see this large steel green door with an etched face.
All right, guys, here it is. This is the door I saw earlier.
It smells like horrific death and rot.
Man, it's never sunflowers, is it? It's just things that look like sunflowers that smell awful.
You just came from a garden full of delicious smelling flowers. What are you talking about?
Almost, you see a long hallway down there to the right?
Yeah.
That's where I came from. I ran all the way through there.
You look down
came
a hallway
all-
with bones.
I was just gonna say, wow, Minnis. I didn't realize you got that far separated from us.
Yeah, that was not fun. I never want to be separated in this place again.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
If I can help.
Drell just takes that as he doesn't want to leave Armos and Drell. Nothing to do with just anything that just
Probably
happened.
also true in Minnis's mind, though. Minnis is going to walk up to the green door and take a look at it.
You see this weird language on it that only Armos is able to read, and it looks like it has more things to read on it for Armos to inspect.
I step aside. Armos?
All right, here we go.
You see a passage on there. First, you see a title, Trench of Forgotten Gods.
Oh, it's the T. Trench of Forgotten Gods. Got it. Whew, I got there.
Underneath the name of the location is a riddle. The beast of flesh must be met with a meal fitted for itself. Only a corpse worth 100 deaths in the name of foolish glory will I accept.
The
You said
heck
that
can that? Yeah, what the heck does that mean? Reginald, am I reading this right?
Let me see. Let me just. He puts on little read glasses. The blessed flesh must be met with a meal fitted for itself. A corpse worth 100 deaths in the name of foolish glory will I accept. Yeah, we read the same thing.
What does the face look like on the door?
Pretty vague. It just looks like you see like it's just embezzlements of like eyes with no like pupil or eyeball in them. It's like, like eyelids and like a mouth, as if like a face is being pressed against against the metal from the other side, but there's no defining details of any type of creature or characteristics.
And obviously, if we try to push the door, it doesn't open.
It does not open.
Pull it, nothing. No anything else remarkable about this door?
I think we need to give it something.
Armos, pay the men. And I point to the door.
Well, it says only a corpse. We're kind of swimming in corpses over here. I start looking at the humans all around us that were laying on the ground. What do I do? Can I do an investigation?
Maybe investigation check as you begin to look around.
Can I also, let's see.
Dirty 20.
Can I use my Stone of Insight and do a check?
Sure.
Okay, I just want to see if we can try to figure this out.
So, Armos, with your dirty 20 investigation check, you're looking through some of the bodies that are in this room, and you see that the bone columns have like a couple of dozen people like inside the column, and it looks like a column of dead bodies that are making this structure. And the more you look around the dungeon, you realize that the victims that are in here are making up its architecture. And like after they're done doing their horrific, gruesome things, they're adding them to the decor, more or less. And as you begin to shift through some of the nameless bodies, the words emanate through your head. Like you're looking at one corpse and you're hearing a bunch of names that sound like family members or their guilt or the things that they're worried about, and they're repeating over their mind as if these were their last thoughts that were running through their minds before they died. You're becoming filled with sorrow as like these voices are running through your mind of the extreme guilt and regretfulness, and like they're afraid of all the things they're leaving behind or all the things that are being affected with their absence, such as families, work, or people and animals they love and care about. You know that in this room you're not going to find what the door may be asking for, because if the door is asking for something specific, it wouldn't just be laid around carelessly in a hallway of bones. What did you get, Alec?
I got an 11.
You don't find much with an 11, but you are having the same experience that Armos is having. You're hearing their final thoughts and their woe. You can only imagine what they're going through before their final moment.
Okay. Man, that's
Is there anything... Okay, so in their final moments, we're just seeing, like, their death. We're not seeing, like, their...
Yes.
Purpose of...
And you're not seeing anything. You're, like, hearing their voice, and they're saying the things that they're worried about.
Understand. Does any of them seem silly? Or...
Not here.
I don't know if the answer's here, guys. We may need to go down one of these other paths to take a look.
Okay, well, we can go up to the northwest, I suppose. I've pretty much seen everything on the eastern side of this dungeon.
Okay. Let's go take a look.
You begin to head north back up the path you've taken, and there are two western halls that you can take that are separate from one another.
Just take the first one.
Minnis, you take the first western path, and you see another jail cell, another dungeon cell, with all these chains going through the walls, but these chains are moving as if they're slowly. You see a link come out of the wall and go into the other end. You see these two overlapping chains. You see a bunch of skulls, and you see a lot of bodies, but they look like bodies of different types of elves. Everybody make me a history.
19.
Care about that regardless.
Nat
I believe
20.
I got another nat 20. How did Drell and I keep getting nat 20s on these history checks at the same time?
Minnis, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh my gosh. Brain blast.
You both look at the bodies in sudden shock, and you both mouth the word Groff as you see Groff's dead body. One of the shapeshifters you fought back in Dillmore.
Hey, Armos, remember this guy?
Right before the town of Dillmore succumbed to all those zombies. Before the house got infested with all those hands, the undead hands and body parts.
This is a guy that we killed back in Dillmore, and then he was like, remember her? He gave you all that spooky backstory stuff, remember that?
Mm-hmm. And we were gonna go track... Not Groff, what was the other guy? There was like a side quest we could have went and did that I was
Yuri,
like stuck
his
on.
brother Yuri.
That's
Yuri
what it was.
and Groff Luge.
Yep. Yeah, and we could have got Yuri. Remember that?
I mean, we met Yuri. Remember that jerk that left us in the Knoll Cave?
But
No, that was William Wilfray.
Oh, that's William Wilfray.
Yes.
That was William Wilfray.
yeah, I thought you rolled a nat 20 on this history. Come on, Minnis.
That's the
On
guy.
this guy.
That's the guy you stole his toilet paper from. You remember?
Yep, I remember now.
No, that was the other Wilfray brother.
Oh my God.
You know, you guys in your nat 20s ain't working this out.
This has been a deep pluck here, but
Let me check my notes.
All right,
Joe
well,
opens up
mate,
a
do we want to
blank
grab this
notebook.
guy, or
Grab him.
whoa,
you think he's worth 100 deaths or whatever that thing said?
Mm,
Not really smart. I don't know. I'm not good with words.
he was pretty foolish.
Now you saying that because he fought us, or you really think he was like a fool, like a ha-ha?
Bit of both. I mean, we can check the other corridors up here, and then on our way back, grab him if we don't find anything else.
Yeah. This might be the guy, because he was dealing with it was zombies, right? If I'm not mistaken, that we were fighting.
there was a lot of zombies.
That kind of fits the riddle. But let's check down this corridor real quick. What do we got?
You see
me-
that the bodies of demons and the faces of demons are stuck inside these walls as they look lifeless.
Mm.
And then you see an entire corridor of shredded demonic parts. bandits.
Yeah, I take the left side, as I can kind of tell that this column in the middle of this room loops around, and I'm going to keep going north.
You see more of these moving chains, and then you see this sharp dagger-like nail of one of the demons is detached, and it's clawing at the belly of another demon as it's trying to dig inside of it, as if it's acting on its own.
Ugh. Can't wait to get out of here.
You continue to head north, then the hallway bends eastward. There's another path south, and there's another path south just 20 feet beyond that. Two separate halls.
All right, Armos, I'm just going to keep going down this one. You want to go down the other one, and we'll shout if we see anything?
Yeah.
Ah, I see something!
Ah, I'm coming back.
Minnis, at the end of this hall, it is a dead end. You see an open red chest made out of bloodshard. Beyond it, sitting just over the chest, is another one of these skulls filled with that murky blood concoction that you saw in Drazignol's lair. The one that Drell drank and regained a significant amount of health from.
Hey, Drell, we got another fountain of juice.
Oh my god. Wait, neither of you guys need this?
Nope.
I mean, as much as I would like to, I'm a vegetarian, so I don't think it's fits in my diet.
Okay, yeah. That's the type of thing either way.
What if the demon was vegan?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm confused.
He wasn't, but I'm just saying, like the blood where it came from was vegan.
But it's
That
still
change your
blood.
mind?
That doesn't matter if they're vegan or not. It's still blood.
So you wouldn't drink blood to save your life?
No.
You got morals. I like that.
You see Reginald points at you and
He's a tough nut to crack, Armos. Let me tell you. I've been trying to give him some things here. He won't budge.
Sid slowly peeks out from behind my back and just squints at Reginald. I know. All right, Drell, haul you.
All right. Can I just do a check, just to make sure, just eyeballing it, but it looks like the exact same.
Yes, in a similar demon-like skull.
Okay. You're not going to make me roll for it? Fact. All right.
Oh, yeah. Roll me a Constitution saving. I didn't know you were actually drinking from it. Roll me a Constitution saving throw with DC unknown. DC 15.
25.
You pass.
Sick. All right. How much HP does it get back?
145 shared. If anyone else would like to partake.
I'm full.
As Drell's.
I'm good, buddy.
I would never.
What a carnivore.
I would.
Miss.
Yeah, right. Jeez, what a monster.
Ugh. Hey, man.
The amount of souls that just ingested.
Drell can't hear Armos.
You said that there was a chest underneath it, or
It's open already.
there's nothing inside?
It has a red cushion. You can guess that's where the orb.
Red cushion.
Yeah, there's like a little red pillow underneath where the orb was resting on.
Well, glad we went down there.
All right.
You head back north the way you came, and you continue eastward and southward, going down the second southward tunnel that you found before discovering this chest. And you see that there are more dungeon cells. And you see in this dungeon cell, you see all these different bodies. But you know these bodies. You see Adelram hung up, completely drawn from life. His mouth quivering.
Drell!
With a pike going through his back and out his mouth. You also see
Drell, get over here!
We found your Fred.
You also see a tiefling Calum hung upside down, limbless. Just the torso of Calum.
Looks about as bad as I left him.
Strung up for his failures. You see that he does not have any horns either. And then you see a bugbear. With one shredded wing. Largely deformed. Elongated body parts. And the white of his eyes are completely soulless as his mouth going. He's mouthing the word bloodshard over and over and over again.
What the hell?
Give me a history check.
Yeah.
Ready for another nat 20? That was a 9.
I got 15.
I got a 17.
Armos, Drell, you remember this bugbear. Matter of fact, you fought
Yeah,
him
we did.
all the way back in Arc 1. In a cave right before finding Kevin Joe.
You already knew that, though.
Oh yeah, what's his name?
Bugbear.
Bugbear.
For an inspiration die, what's his name?
Starts with a G.
Did you actually say his name? The bugbear back in the.
To be fair, I said it in an after show.
Bartholomew.
I was looking up the transcript.
From your position as you look at these dungeon cells, you see more of these chains interwrapping, like wrapping around the bodies as they're being strung from, and you see these dungeon cells are blocking you out.
Galantis.
Is that what it is?
Probably like Glock.
I'll tell you in this after show.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments what you think it might be.
All right, I'm going to keep going to the east after seeing that.
You go to the east and you follow this bloody path. And you see a large, demonic, ogre-like demon with his belly split open. And you see that there is a body inside. The human body is wearing destroyed golden armor with a large plate helm. He does not have any metal pants on, as he is stuck inside this open ogre belly. Give me a history check.
12. Come on, Drell.
19.
Wow.
Guys, it's really easy. I have it all in my notes.
So proud of you.
Drell, you recognize this, as this man did in fact bring over 100 deaths in foolish glory in the town of Dilmore. This is also one of your victims of your consequences. By tripping him in battle, causing him to die, this is Golo, who brought in an undead stitched up ogre filled with zombie hands, causing one of the leading causes of the downfall of Dilmore, and trying to claim foolish glory, claiming the ogre kill for his own.
We got this nerd again.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. Even when he's dead, he looks dumb as hell.
What an idiot.
Oh.
Dude, he
And
doesn't
all
even
the
got
things
his
to make
pants
down
on.
here is heart-shaped boxers.
Oh, my
His
goodness.
hard print boxers made it down.
Heart
Wow.
stitched.
I'd be so embarrassed if I died like that.
Looks like his mom stitched him these boxers. All right, let's get him out of here.
How do you like that for a callback?
That was a good one.
me and Drell probably pull both legs.
You
Yeah.
pry Golo out of the undead demonic golem's belly.
I'm mocking him as they drag him through the hallways.
You see that a demonic hand crawls up his body and up Drell's arm onto his chest as it's trying to go for its neck. Drell, give me a athletics check as you try to pry the hand that is trying to wrap around your throat.
14.
You fail just barely as this thing begins to squeeze as you take 7 points of squeezing damage.
Guys, out.
That's just
Bleeding
trying.
damage.
You can't get a grip on its bloody hand.
Wait,
Oh,
this
gross!
is so
And I slash
slippery.
at it.
What's on my neck?
You slash at it with your scimitar, you go, and it just and then falls.
Haha! You got good aim, Drell. You're fine, right? I look at his neck.
There's a handprint.
Yeah, you're fine.
So you found Golo's body in a little trap, and you take Golo's body, you bring it back to the room with the green door.
I just zoomed.
How do you present the corpse?
Should I got a mortar and pestle. Should I mash it up? Make a little stew for this thing?
You know what? I bet that body's really light with how big his ego was, huh?
Oh, I've never cooked meat before, so I don't know. Just shove him into the mouth? I mean, we
Armos
should
is
probably
still
get
ripping
rid of the
into
armor.
him.
I don't think it wants armor.
Yeah, nice armor is useful running away, and I start taking his stupid armor off.
Stupid armor.
The green, slime-colored door opens as Golo's body is laid before it. The door creaks as the black metal drags across the stone. A horrific smell blasts into the dungeon room you stand in, the pure stench of death and rot. I'm going to make everyone make me a Constitution saving throw of a DC 20.
Easy fail.
Constitution?
Constitution saving throw of a DC 20.
Oh. I actually got an 18.
14.
13.
As you fail that Constitution saving throw, everybody takes 42 points of poison damage. as the smell and stench and aroma as this green fog immediately goes into your system, into your body. Everyone takes 42 points of poison damage.
Oof.
As the noxious fumes fill your body. Your eyes begin to water and your tongue begins to dry up as you feel this hot humidity blast through into the dungeon.
I'm gonna use my swarm dispersal.
Okay.
My reaction.
This smell is so rancid that you fall into a pile of pebbles and then you reform in the same place, taking half damage.
Yeah, this shit's cover me for a bit. We're all coughing.
Sid is throwing up.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it.
As the three of you are coughing, you all open your watery eyes as the door creaks open.
Oh, good.
And then the green door slams and bursts out into the room. Boom! Straight off its hinges, a large, monstrous tongue slaps onto the dark stone floor. Black slime mixed with green saliva drips from the pulsing muscle. The tongue slowly wraps around Dolo's remains. His bones bend and break and crack as it gets dragged through the now broken doorway.
So who wants to go first?
As the tongue finally grabs it and we know that we made the right choice, Armos is like, in death, you're finally useful more than you ever were alive, you soggy excuse of a torch.
Damn, dude.
Damn,
Armos, I know he sucked, but like, damn.
Boom, roasted.
I'm gonna use another ranger feature to give myself temporary hit points again. As I meditate. Oh, I reroll.
The door is now blasted off its hinges. This horrible stench of rotten death in the darkness is before you.
I was born in the dark, molded by it.
All right, I'll go first. And Minnis creeps forward into the room.
You got this, Minnis. Be strong.
We'll wait here.
Minnis, you enter this room. This short, small hallway opens up to a grand dungeon room, empty, with a massive hole that seems like it forever descends into darkness before you. The hole is 50 foot in diameter and drops down endlessly. Along the walls of the hole are all these tooth-like spikes sticking out from the sides. You see the hole pulsates just a bit as if it's breathing as you occasionally feel the quaff of warm, humid air mixed within the stench of rot death. You also see chains going in and out of the hole's walls. The closer you look, the wall of the holes are not stone. Looks like it's made up of flesh.
I already know what's going on in here.
Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it going in there?
What's going on?
I hope I'm wrong, but this might be the only way out.
What do you
What do
mean?
you see?
Well, just come on in. You'll be safe. Don't worry.
Drell walks forward.
Almost reluctantly follows.
As you see this massive hole in the center of the room. And the darkness extends further than your dark vision, Armos. And it is pitch black, but you see these tooth-like spikes along the edges of the fleshy walls. And you see chains go in and out. And you see these giant metal staples, also like piercings within the wall.
Reginald, any insight? Armos, anything in your book?
Kind of looks like an asshole, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I don't know what stakes do.
You know, I wish I could say you were wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry. The correct word is sphincter. We learned that from the tome in the tower when we learned body parts, right, Armos?
Armos is just in disbelief what he's looking at, that he's not even paying attention. So, let me get this right. Giant tongue, protruding teeth, and I kind of jump up and down with one of my feet, and fleshy material. Now there just needs to be a giant eyeball or a pair of eyeballs, and I think we got ourselves the making of a mimic here.
Oh, you think there's a big mimic?
What else could it be? Look at this thing.
Yeah. No.
And we're supposed to go down that? You think that that's the only way?
I don't know. I don't think I want to go down it.
Drell pushes Menacent. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, what reason would we have to go down here?
Well, how do we get out?
I mean, this is kind of the only way.
I mean, this or fight a bunch of Bloodshard demons?
Bloodshard demons sound pretty...
Yeah, that sounds kind of appetizing right now compared to this.
Yeah.
True.
So, Firebolt would illuminate quite a bit. So I want to shoot Firebolt down the center of it just to see how far down it goes and if we do notice anything.
How far does the spell go?
120 feet.
It extinguishes at 120 feet as you illuminate this dark, pulsating tunnel of what looks like teeth.
Is it teeth all the way down that we see?
Yeah, you see stone. You see these teeth like stones all the way down, and you see that the fleshy walls also have more of these chains that are piercing through the walls.
Are there chains like near us, like on the?
They're scattered throughout that hole. It seems like if somebody could climb down, you could probably use the teeth and chains to climb down it. But there is no easy path to climb down.
Throw some of my rations down.
You wait a couple of moments as the rations go down and down and down, and then after a few seconds, which seems like a long time in comparison, finally splashes into something.
It's got a bottom.
Seemed like it fell a mile. By the way you timed it, your understanding of heights and nature and your depth perception, you believe that's about a mile deep.
How much rope you guys got? You guys got a mile worth of rope?
Ha! No. We could probably float down a little bit.
I mean, maybe we could, take like the chains and stone. You guys good at rock climbing?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
Did a lot of climbing back in the day.
do that. You didn't eat your rations.
That's true.
You only ate that dead body. Maybe it's like got like I don't know,
All right, guys.
an appetite for something. You know?
I'm gonna float down. I got a feather, so it'll light the way. I can float down safely. So I'm gonna do that, and if it eats me, it's been good knowing you.
A guff of hot humid air blows from the tunnel.
Okay.
So only you go down, Minnis?
Yeah, I'm gonna start floating.
You begin to float down the center very slowly, and you descend into the darkness.
Floating. Just
And the
keep
tunnel does not
floating.
narrow in any way. But it takes you a while at your current pace because you're not the fastest floater. And you go down and down and down into the depths of darkness. Armos and Drell, you see Minnis fades. And a good amount of time passes. Armos and Drell, while he's descending, what are the two of you doing?
Taking a rest.
If you would like, you could take a short rest here.
Yep.
As Minnis descends.
Yeah, my God, I would love a short rest.
I will definitely take a short rest.
Short rest. Oh my God.
Be like, yeah, so there it was.
Do we still have our talkie torches? I can't even remember.
Oh, you do have the talkie torch. Oh, god damn it.
Beat me to it.
Yeah. Come in, Minnis. Minnis, are you there?
Just waiting for it.
Armos and Drell, you take a short rest, and after 10 minutes, Minnis descends to the bottom of this tunnel, and from the ceiling of this hole opens up to a wide, fleshy cavern. From the top, the hole doesn't land down. There's no landing to it. You just float from the top of this hole in the ceiling, and you see this large cavernous of flesh. You feel like you're in the inside of a stomach. You get flashbacks to when you were inside the false Hydra as you see these pools of what seems like acid. You see giant chains going in and out of the fleshy walls all around you as you descend to the floor of this cavern.
Guys?
Yeah, what's up, Menace?
Guys, as a talkie torch he emits and uses its own annoying voice to copy what Minnis is saying to talk to you.
A lot of tunnels down here.
Down here.
I'm basically inside of the thing.
Inside of the thing.
Is it safe to come down?
It's safe to calm down. Minnis on your end. You get the thick, heavy one.
I mean, it's definitely safe to come down. I don't see anything that would eat us yet.
Is there a way to get back up?
And the annoying voices begin to go back and forth as you communicate.
I don't know.
You hear the bubbles pop from the acid.
I mean, I'll look around a little bit. I'm looking down a weird hallway right now.
Don't see much yet.
You see that the cavern splinters off into all these weird, thin-looking tunnels made of flesh. It is slimy to the touch. And you see that different parts of the cavern begin to like move like muscle tissue, as like if they're reacting to your footsteps.
I don't like being down here, but it doesn't seem like it's trying to eat us, or me for that matter, and I can walk around pretty fine. Gotta avoid some of the little acid spots, but...
It's not the worst. It just smells awful.
All right. Armos, worried about Minnis, goes to the side of the edge, turns around to Drell, looks at him, gives him some finger guns, and says, "I'll meet you at the bottom," and he falls backwards. As he polymorphs himself into a flying creature of some sort, some kind of bird.
I'm sorry, can you not do that for both of us?
Wait, Armos, what are you doing?
And you both turn into ravens.
There you go. all you hear is, "Caw! No!"
Caw.
Gonna make Drell climb down.
Hello?
Can Minnis short rest as he's waiting?
Yes, I will allow you to short rest. As you see two ravens flutter down into the cavern.
Have at ye, monster! And I attack the raven. Like, shoot some sling bullets at the ravens.
No, Minnis. It's me, Reginald.
What? How did this happen? Are you cursed?
No, Caw.
There's gonna be a raven for a while?
Yeah, I mean, Armos did it. I'm part of him.
Oh, okay. Hi, Raven Armos.
Caw. It's just an angry caw. He hasn't figured the talking yet.
Drell, how are you descending down this tunnel?
I thought we were turning into ravens.
I wish I could only do myself.
No,
No, I didn't have anything for you. Well, I did, but it would have been...
No fucking idea. I guess I'm just gonna rock climb the whole fucking way down. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna use like the adventurer's kit of like whatever the fuck's in it to use to climb down, because that's literally all I have.
Yeah, in the adventure kit, there's like a grappling hook, there's some rope, and there are some things you can use to rock climb. Go ahead and make me an athletics check as you begin to descend down this fleshy, this
23.
tunnel, this organic tunnel as you begin to descend. 23. You move at a pretty solid pace, but it does take you a lot longer. So as Armos and Reginald in their raven form are talking to Minnis, resting on his horns, as Minnis takes a short rest, it takes you about 20 minutes to get down. And as you meet to the precipice of this cavern, you see that as you're making it down, they see you descending. There's no way to safely get to the floor of this cavern. It's just a hole in the ceiling. And it's about a 60-foot drop. And as Drell, as you hang there deciding how to get down, you see from the floor in front of you, Armos and Minnis, you see this massive eyeball open.
I knew there was an eyeball.
And it stares at you. It's bloodshot. You see that all the flesh begins to mold around it, making this crusty eyelid as it blinks at you. And then it's white. The white is being filled with red as you see chains go over it. Similar to like a worm that was infecting inside your mind, you see chains go through the iris out and moving like a snake almost. Drell, what are you doing?
Well, I'm on the ground now, right?
You're hanging there, so you would take damage if you were to fall.
Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna hold on. I'm gonna try not to then.
So, but how are you leaving this hole? How are you guys helping him? As you're looking at this eyeball, what are the three of you doing?
Be chill, eyeball, and I'm gonna float up to get Drell.
Drell, do you got your trident? It'd be a great time to have a trident right about now.
Minnis, Drell, roll me a d20 each and tell me who gets lower as you go to try to help Drell descend from the hole.
17.
19.
Ooh.
Minnis, as you begin to float up, as you get close, You see coming down from the hallway, one of the hallways that splinter off, is this massive tongue that snatches you right out of the air and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, 28.
You pass. Barely. Wow.
Barely.
Yes, barely, as this tongue goes to snatch you, but you manage to slip out of its grasp because it wasn't quick enough to clench as it tries to go for you, and then it slams onto the floor and makes a beeline to Armos.
Shit, the fourth, the fifth, no! One of them gets grabbed by the tongue.
As the tongue slams down, and you see the eye begins to blink, and then goes for Armos. Armos. Maybe dexterity saving throw.
He's got to get that 20, I think.
12.
The tongue wraps around your body and drags you down the tunnel. And that is where we're going to end this week's session.
Oh my god. I don't want to say it's your guys' fault for leaving me, but I'm pretty sure it's your guys' fault for leaving me.
As I'm holding Drell as I float down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you would have just did this the first time, right?
Well, we need to make sure it was safe. And I thought it was safe. That's my bad.
Ooh, it had to grab somebody. It made 2 attacks. It was gonna grab someone, but somebody needed to be left behind. So it was gonna try to grab 2 people.
Try.
And you made
You
it
could have
out.
got a nat 20. You never know.
It was a DC 25.
Yeah, I would not have passed that.
Oh man, I'm excited for the next session. Hey, listen, you wanted a big open area, right, Armos?
Yep.
Hey, listen, no sweat, man.
Hey,
As a kind DM, I give that to you.
I'm gonna bloom in this one.
I'm
Okay,
gonna play
you
to your
ready?
strengths.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm already excited.
100%.
I already know 5 ways how I'm getting out of this.
Yeah.
Oh, 5 ways.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Gotta
can't
be
wait
ready.
to hear him on the next session. No, I'm just out of curiosity. We'll talk about it in the after show. But you think you're inside a giant mimic right now?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
A little bit.
What if we're inside a small mimic and we're even smaller?
Oh.
Like a Alice in Wonderland type thing.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids type of vibe.
Possibly.
Yeah.
All right. Any other comments before we end this session?
Yeah.
Want to save it for the after show.
Yeah, I
Save
got
the
a
energy.
comment. Alec and I, just for fun, made TCG channels. You should go follow.
Alec,
If
you
you're
made your
into
own TCG channel?
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Oh my god. Oh my lord.
Channel on-
Hell yeah, dude.
Channel
You
on
can,
what?
you can follow me on Deck Training, DECKTRAINING, on any social media platform. I'm just gonna post when I get my One Piece card and stuff like that. It's just a little side hobby for fun on the side.
Yeah, what we're doing for fun. You know, funsies.
What's your
Yeah,
channel,
what's yours,
Alec?
Alec?
Mine is Reverse Mountain Trading. Reverse Mountain Trading. So if you watch One Piece, you get the reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tony doesn't
Pretty good
get it
plan,
because he
words in.
doesn't watch.
No, I don't. I don't watch. I would have
No,
laughed
serious.
so hard if it was like Deck Training too.
It's actually called The Better Deck Training. So
OP Deck Training
There you go.
stands for One Piece and Overpowered.
yep.
And I also have a suggestion, by the way.
All right. What do you got?
Oh, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm super bummed about it, so that's why it's on my mind. It is not, as of now, it's not being renewed for a second season, and I'm really upset about it because I genuinely think it's one of the best, like, art pieces, art shows, I guess you could say, made in the past 5 years. It's called Scavenger's Reign, and it's an animated show that is a pretty dark show about these people that get marooned on this planet and are trying to survive and find a way to get off the planet and back to like the mothership that crashed. So it's all about them kind of figuring out what's going on the planet, learning about the wildlife and the terrain, and there's all kinds of pretty crazy visceral stuff that goes on. So that's my suggestion. If you haven't seen Scavenger's Reign, currently on Netflix, go watch that.
Yeah. I like
Is that
it.
an anime or?
Yeah. Well,
No, it's
Looks
it's like
adult animated television series.
yeah, that's pretty much what I was gonna say. It's like
It's an
pastel-y,
American.
the art style. The colors are really good. It's like paint washed almost art style. It's a creepy but kind of cerebral show, and it's pretty dang good.
Adventure, drama, sci-fi fiction, and horror.
And I'm not usually a huge fan of sci-fi.
12 episodes.
Love it.
All right, well, solid rec. Check that out. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go do the after show. But let's go ahead and give our most Golo goodbye. What do you say? What do you say? Most Golo.
Look at me, I'm dumb.
Kid.
I don't know. Goodbye.
Go ahead and get out of here, kid.
Go home.
You're out.
Go home. Buy yourself another milk.
Ta-ta.
I am amazing. Hey everyone, it's Tony, and a fun fact about May is that it's my birthday. And what's a better way for a dungeon master to celebrate than to have a D&D party with all our patrons? That's right. The night was a lot of fun, and let's recap some of our best moments. Starting with the Shadow Smugglers, their gifts and birthday cards were absolute top tier, albeit somewhat mildly offensive, but let's go ahead and get into some of those. Starting first up is Benjamin Hayes with a beautiful card saying congrats on leveling up. And inside it says you've gained +1 wisdom, +1 charisma, and let's be honest, no dexterity. All right, but hey, at least you still roll better than your actual coordination. Oh, wonderful. And it came gifted with this custom miniature of themselves. Okay. And next up is Annie with a beautiful card saying you survived another year. Sure, you didn't thrive. You kind of stumbled with bad rolls, questionable decisions, and an inventory full of useless junk. But hey, survival counts. Congrats. Thanks, Annie. And with your wonderful gift of a massive bag of D12s, the most underused die in D&D. But then we got a strong gift from Julius Kendrick with a birthday card shaped like a mace saying, you're like a legendary artifact. Rare, powerful, and honestly, a little outdated, slightly cursed, and probably way too complicated for anyone to actually use. Happy birthday, you magnificent mess! Oh! And it came with a giant life-size cardboard cutout of their character. Oh, this is beautiful, Julius. Thank you. And our last Shadow Smuggler, Reese, with a beautiful card saying, roll for birthday success. Hey, even on a natural 1, you're still the best at one thing. Turning critical failures into unforgettable stories. So congrats, I guess. Oh, and it came with a birthday sash saying Dungeon Master of my own life. Wow. And next up, we have the Bloodshard Bandits, who brought the entertainment to the party. Without them, I don't think it would have been as good as it was. And first up, we have Morgan Ulfield. I gotta say, your rendition of 500 miles on the karaoke box was amazing. I love the way you changed the phrase, I would walk 500 miles to, I would roll 500 natural ones and it was beautiful. And then Artemis, the balloon animals you made and all the balloon dice, they were awesome. And the balloon beholder you made was amazing until it popped and then it, flew around the room for 20 minutes. But that's okay, it made a funny sound. And Craig Dawnbringer, your fire show was to die for. The way you handled that chain and blade was underworldly. But please, leave your dog Ignis at home. He pooped on the rug. And Knockmock, the rogue scavenger hunt you set up was very, very fun and exciting, but please, you put back my AA batteries. I need those to use my TV. Thank you. Philip Buxton, the records you span on the DJ table were straight bumping. I love the way you rolled with it. D&D humor. Shade Greyfire, your Revenger impersonation was impeccable, but can you please return my lampshade? They're not helmets. Really appreciate it. Brandy Woodburner, I want to thank you for bringing your lovely family wine. It was very delicious. But next time, could you use a glass and not the fishbowl? Xanathar trusts me to watch his fish, and he's going to be real mad when he finds out he drinks some wine. And Sly, the murder mystery game you ran was a huge hit, but the person who was murdered is still in character and hasn't left my house. Sly, if you could, please tell him the game is over. He's starting to smell a little bit. And now we're going to move on to the Sidgwick College alumni, where the games were just as good as the snacks they brought. David LaChance, thank you for bringing the chips and guac in the custom-made bowls that also doubled up as dice trays. Casey, the gelatinous jello was outstanding, but now I'm starting to realize that I don't think the dice you put in there were edible. But Patrick Wennerstrom, the flurry of blows punch was an absolute knockdown. Robert Crisp, the dwarf bread pudding was very delicious and moist. Saint Chaos, I absolutely love the giant D8 soft serve pretzels with cockatrice cheese. Geo coming through with the giant barrel veil. Yeah, I know it was a keg of Bud Heavy, but the barrel veil sounds way cooler. And Aris Incendus, the piping hot tamales were hotter than the 9 hells themselves. I'm gonna be feeling it for the next week. Thank you. And now we gotta talk about the troublemakers of the party, Humbraya's heroes. Bjorn, Charcoal Darts, and Kezis, you owe me a new TV. No, the YouTube video static image of a dartboard doesn't mean you can use it as one. Man with Glass, John Carroll, and Johnny Tar. How was the cake? I wouldn't know, since the 3 of you stole it and ate it. Good thing I had a backup. Jonathan Prieto, Rip Corden, and Taslin. Listen, I said I know you can look and hold at my summoned steed scroll, but I didn't think you were actually going to use it and take my giant crocodile mount for a joyride. I need him back. He gets scared when I'm not there. Heart, Iskar Storm, and Drown. Please, 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 please bring back my couch cushions. My mom is going to be real upset when she comes home and sees them gone. And that's all for this month's shoutouts. And thank you again for your love and support. And if you want to know how to join the party, head on over to our Patreon or look up DND404.com. Links down below. See ya.